It's kinda crazy to me how little this topic is discussed in the fandom, so here I am saying this loud. Since no one else is going to say it. Gabriel Agreste has groomed multiple kids canonically. Before we start, we need to look at the term grooming. Grooming is when a person builds a relationship with a child, young person or an adult who's at risk so they can abuse them and manipulate them into doing things. The abuse is usually sexual or financial, but it can also include other illegal acts. So it doesn't have to be sexual, and it can come in many forms, including emotional, just like the Lila and Chloe case. I'm not saying he wanted to do anything sexual to these kids, so don't go there and say I'm reaching when I never said that. Two notable characters he's had many interactions with that can be classified as grooming are Chloe and Lila. Let's look at the Chloe case first. Chloe is someone who was raised in a really harmful environment and that made her entitled and egotistical. She covers her insecurities with her status and wants everyone to see how exceptional she is to fulfill her ego. Now this is an easy target to manipulate, just like we saw Lila do. But someone older who took advantage of these insecurities is none other than Gabriel fucking Agreste. A 50-something old man who saw nothing wrong in constantly putting all these ideas into this little girl's head, always exploiting her when he gets the chance, telling her to quote-unquote join him. Motherfucker, she's 14, get someone your age. He is always going after kids, it's disgusting. Like damn. Now I don't wanna get into Chloe failed redemption arc predatory because that's not what this video is about, and I know it'll make the Chloe haters mad. All I'm saying is that man is a contributing factor to Chloe's downfall. He used her time and time again, not giving a shit about her well-being. How convenient that he's also friends with her parents, or was. So literally, as the definition said, he formed a friendship, in his words, with Chloe to manipulate her to help him with his selfish desires, covering it by saying he's the one helping her. And he drove her to do illegal shit in the process. Literally, just watch Revolution and tell me the akumatization scene isn't weird as hell. I'm here for you, I'll help you get what you want and no one else, etc. This is a 14-year-old. And Lila leading her on to accept the groomer's offer is icky as hell. Now for Lila's case, he knew her as Adrian's classmate and nothing more. She also happened to share his hatred for Ladybug. He clearly knew nothing about her family, and we've never seen him talk to any of her supposed guardians. The legality of this is unquestionable. Because he asked her, a 14-year-old, to stalk his son and make sure he's not hanging out with the kids he doesn't like for whatever reason, while not knowing Lila herself. Oh yeah, all I know about this little girl is that she hates Ladybug like me. Let's ask her to help me control my son better. That's totally normal. Let's talk about their weird-ass meetings he arranged too. Some of them he refuses to have face-to-face because he knows the headlines would go crazy if he was seen hanging out with a literal kid. Like, does he not feel awkward as hell having relations like this with kids? I'd say get a job, but he supposedly has one that made him a millionaire. How? Get a second job because you have way too much free time in your hands. Private meetings with 14-year-old Lila, promising to make her the face of his brand to keep her on her best behavior and give him what he wants, dropping her and mocking her when he realized she is not giving him what he wants after all. Like she was his victim. He promised her all these great things if she helped him control his son and stop the deal, not because he realized how weird it was to do as a grown man and her being a child, but because she wasn't acting fast enough to keep him happy. She got mad because she thought she was manipulating him when he was the one manipulating her. And he replaced her with Kagami as his next victim to exploit. Fucked up shit all over. And you might say, oh, after confrontation and finding out she has multiple identities, maybe Lila is an adult after all. Well, no. Still gross, because at the end of the day all Gabriel knew was a 14-year-old. Chloe and Lila were groomed into terrorism, but they are not his only victims. Literally every child in the show he's ever came in contact with has been affected one way or another. Marinette, Felix, even his son. Random little children he's akumatized and exploited the feelings of for his own benefit. Like, it's sickening. He was so obsessed with wanting to akumatize Marinette he had to rely on Lila and Chloe, who again, had these weird relations with, to ruin her life any way they could and make her vulnerable. When he actually talked to Marinette, he tried to bribe her and manipulate her to stay away from his son so he can use him in the relationship he wants him to have with the girl he will assign for PR. To get more rich. He threatened to kill Felix if he didn't do what he said, who, mind you, was tormented by his own father for over a decade. Bring back the guillotine. Not a child, but honorable mention, Nathalie, whose feelings and desire to help he used against her. Yes, it was her choice to pick up the Peacock Miraculous, but I'm talking about preventing her from getting into his messy-ass plans in the first place. Telling her 1 or 2 times to not use the Peacock Miraculous again won't do shit. He didn't even try to hide it from her while it was hidden. Didn't even do the bare minimum to protect her from it, and even encouraged her after seeing her keep using it. This man uses everyone regardless of age to get his damn wife back and doesn't discriminate when it comes to akumatizing and exploiting people. He's acknowledged he's lost his morals. He knows this is fucked up but doesn't care to stop grooming these kids, more often than not little girls, to do what he wants. And the show glorifies him and calls him a hero after all this? Like, this man even uses unborn babies to help him. Hell. Telling Manon, a toddler, that he's her friend? I'm calling PETA.